Hello there, it's Heider here. Today we're going to talk about music with exercise. It's what I was qualified for 20 years ago, and it's something I really enjoy when doing exercising. Over the past few days, I did run, but that was dry. I couldn't, I like to record that, to record my progress. I've done day one listening to some music whilst I'm running, but you can't listen to the music I'm listening to because there's copyright and all that crap. So we're really trying to find a way to to get that content pushed across so that we have no problem with the copyrights and stuff, and also we achieve our goals. My goal personally is to lose about 20-25 kilos by the end of the year, 5 months time. I need to do this, but I need to also share that with you, so hopefully that might help you out as well. The main thing is for today, we're going to start working on how to get the music or how to mix music to suit these exercises. So this is hence called the thing I graduated from. It's actually called music to exercise. Each muscle groups or each kind of content requires a different sort of rhythm to it. For instance, when you're doing a pull-up like this, so lying on the floor with your knees up and you're trying to do this, you would do that on a different speed than trying to, do your heavy impact work for the first, say, 20 minutes. Also, when you're doing your legs, bums and thumbs, or something called the MSE, the muscular strength and endurance, where you face down and you lift your leg up, trying to increase or work on your tone for the back muscles. That also comes at a different speed. Likewise for biceps and triceps and all that kind of stuff. So basically, I think you get the idea. Just a bit of a coffee. Yeah, the idea is we target different routines with different music sets. So before I carry on going to the music and what we're going to do about that, let me just go quickly with what each muscle group represent and what exactly they do and how do we approach that. So I think you can probably see this blackboard or the whiteboard or green board, whatever you call it. So basically you have Mr. John Smith, right? Just gotta. So anyway, what happens is you have your joints, as you can see here. So you got your biceps on the top, and you got the triceps. Yeah. So the bicep basically is actually here. And what happens is your muscle connects from just after the joint where it ends up till there, and just after the joint where it ends up in here. What the muscle does is actually pull like that. So it pulls it, that's the bicep. The bicep because it got two muscles inside. It will pull your arm, so you build up that, your bicep in here. The tricep, however, is the opposite. It's actually run from here and it runs till there. So pull your arm backwards the other way. So you got the dots in here, which is the joint, and that's where we obviously work back and forth. So when you're doing weights or lifting up weights like this 2 kilogram, for instance, in here, you are doing this, right? And then that increases the load on here. You're not doing, this is not doing much now, mainly because that is eccentric, which is basically level with the floor. To make the thing work, you have to do it like this. Obviously, your muscle is pulling all that stuff up. We're working its hardest to come up to bring the whole thing up. And however, the other way down, you can't really work this out like that. This is not going to work. To the reason because your natural position is for this muscle, or let's say the natural position for your tricep muscle is always extended. Sorry, not extended, it's always contracted, because now your hand is pulling it up. When you stand like this, right? So when you stand like that, the muscle in here is always contracted, is always pulling it in. When you do this, you're actually you're pulling away from the muscle, and then this is now pulling it back. So to do the tricep, what you do basically is when you stand like that, you bring your hand backwards, and now if you imagine you got that little rope in here, it'll push it back like this, and you feel it in here and feel it in there. So the tricep muscle goes like this. By the way, when you do it, you have to look down, and then you'll level straight. So I don't know if you can see this, but here you go, that's one. Also, part of your body from the back, also you can do this exercise. So you can see that's the other joint in here. I can see now the tricep isn't moving, but now my shoulder is. So look at this. Right, now bicep, like this, tricep, like that, and then shoulder. So these are one type of muscle groups. So the muscle groups we're attacking or kind of tackling in here is, now we have this side, that side, and then that side. So these are nicely. Then if you want to do slightly here and there, you can just do this with weight. So obviously when you're doing it like this, yeah, or down, you are again pulling, and if you want to push, see, all these will come natural. So when you're doing the exercise, for example, when you're doing this, you can do that, and then this, and then that. So what I mean by that is, you're pulling your bicep, and then your arm, your elbow, wrist, making your wrist comes more, and then back, and then down. Yeah, one with the tricep, same thing. So back, and you can do, you know, rotation, or you can do this, whatever you want. But usually the correct position for your arm is to be like this, not like that, when you go in tricep. So tricep is this, yeah? So as you can see now, we have the joints. So biceps and tricep, 2 muscles in here, 3 muscles in there. So we're gonna work this. So to work these out, you've got the exercise pulling this way, or this one pulling that way. So now we're working out these 2 muscle groups. The rhythm for this we'll discuss in a minute, but now we got that side covered. So we got the arm hopefully covered fully, part of the body, and as we saw earlier, you know, when you lift up and down, so when you're doing this, that increases that backside. Also, for the other bits, just take another sip. Also, the other bit, you've got more muscle groups in your upper part of your body. So part of it is when you're doing this, going all the way up, right? Now, which ones do you think are working? The muscle between your neck, so let's say the end of your neck, going all the way to connect here, that's what pulling this one up, right? So just going to show you here, I'm actually going over my head, but I should really doing this or doing that. So level, you don't want to go too high. Too high is fine, like this, right? But I just want to show you when you're pulling. So imagine if I have a rope in here connected, so going all the way like this and then down. So now this is the third exercise, right? Like this. Okay, now you're attacking those 2 muscle groups, right? And then you've got another muscle group in here, this side. So what we do is we do this. This one, by the way, isn't going to do a lot of work because you're not really pulling against gravity in here. So what you're doing is you're basically going left and right. But what you're doing here, because of the weight you're having it there, when you squeeze your chest, you are slightly making your chest looks better. Slightly, not too much. The right way to do it is actually if you sit in a gym, laying in your back, and then you're pushing up like that, right? Or you're doing this, but you have to be lying on your back. We can actually do that exercise as well whilst we're here. But now we covered the top side of your body. The other bit is there's another muscle group which is right at the back of your body, which is called the trapezius. So it runs from your neck, covering your shoulder, and go right in the middle of your back, right? Trapezius. So if you imagine you are, standing like this, right? Trapezius muscle runs from runs from here to there, and it's like this. Trapezius muscle, and that's the muscle that is worked least in your body, and especially if you are, this is by the way the back side, so you can see this guy's, to make sure that you understand this, so you got the hair and then the nose from the front, so now you know this guy is actually, that's his bottom, by the way, don't stare. Right, so muscle groups, as I said, from the back, the trapezius muscle, and this is the least muscle worked in your body. The reason, because you are usually walking and you're not doing any exercise, and also it's when this muscle is quite weak, people will do this. So they will, yeah, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm fine. That sort of thing. Also, to get that muscle up and running, or get it over and done with, or whatever you want to call it, there are ways to do this. So basically, when you're in bed and you're laying face down, you can do this. You're lifting, pulling it back. So as you can see, that muscle, you are, these two sides are actually squeezing in. So when that's happening, you are literally pulling the muscle in. So like this, yeah. And sometimes people add their heads. You don't have to. The head can still down, but if you add your head to it, you are doing this as well to the muscle. But it's not. It's really up to you. It's not really a big essential thing. I hope my camera's recording. Yes, it is. Yeah. So that's the top side of your body. To attack those, or to tackle those, that would be, we would treat them in like one type of exercise, or one sort of rhythm set. You don't want to go really fast music on those, because you don't want to damage that side. Obviously, if you're doing too much of this, your risk will be you'll have a pain in your joint, or your joint might come off, or, God knows what. Because I have that problem in the past. When, I'm not going to mention names, but when I had one of the classes in the past, I went quite quickly, and I think I had a problem with one of the shoulders. But that was, years and years and years ago, way before even I became an instructor. So now this is all okay. Now the other side is we're reaching the lower or the middle side of the body. The middle side of the body, obviously you can see you got your big belly, like me, maybe tiny little belly, who knows. So the belly, obviously we sit on the floor and then do pull-ups. So the pull-up, when you're doing the pull-up here, let's just draw this down. So this guy is actually sitting down, and the leg is like that, and the arm, right? So what happens is, knees up, feet on the floor, obviously, and then you don't pull your head, you just put it on the temple somewhere like this, and then you go slightly up and down. The reason why your knees up, because some people might have problems with their back. The knees up bit ensures that this arc underneath your body here, just the lower arc of the lumbar, is kind of straight, almost straightened up. If you don't lift your knees up, then what happens is you're trying to go like this, and you might have problems with that side later on, or some of the, you know, the cervix muscles, whatever it is. It's not really comfortable, and you'll probably feel it when you lift your knees up. You'll start to have a better feeling for it. So a lot of people do it first time. They go their leg extended, then they realize, oh, you know, back pain. Then when we say lift your your knees up, then the whole thing starts to pick up and the whole thing becomes nice. Now, going into what was working on that side, we are literally, there's two types. You can either pull or just clench your muscles in, like this. Just you're pulling it in. And what you're working on this muscle in here. So that muscle, basically, which is your belly, or just slightly, I'll call it the upper belly if you want. So let's just say you got two joints in here. So this is the muscle working on that side until here. So this is you're going up and down on literally this side of your body. The lower side of your tummy, sadly, or as far as I know, there's no exercise for it in the aerobics world. So what happens when you go to ask, well, how do I do this? What they advise you is suck it in. So when you walk, you just suck it in like that, and then you'll be fine. So that is the only exercise for the lower part of the body. Yes, I know it's a bit of a not the best news, but this is how it works. I mean, when you do the top muscle and you're doing the lower side of your body, literally by nature, this side of the belly will start to hopefully lose its you know, sweat things out. Sometimes if with women giving birth, you might have that little area in here with slightly what's it called, wrinkled up. That's a different issue. We're not treating any of that or tackling any of that, because this is basically when women you know, have big bellies or you know, doing birth. They advise them to have like a cream you know, every day, like Nivea or something, to wash it up. So we're not really tackling that issue. If you have wrinkles all over the body, obviously ask your GP or your doctor or your specialist. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm basically here just to tackle muscle groups. So I hope that you know, makes sense. So now the upper side of the body, or just a little bit lower of it as well, will cover that side. So this is the something called the MSE, the muscle strength and endurance, which is basically in other words, the floor work in English. So this basically will cover that, you know, these sides. Eventually, never ever pull your neck, because you'll have problems on that side of the neck. So never ever do that. You just basically going with the flow, staring at the ceiling, and then pulling up like that. Never do. Don't pull your neck too much down or up. Imagine there's a really soft apple or something in here, and you don't want to squash it, or tomato. Don't want to squash it. We're just putting it like this. You just want to do this, right? So yeah, that covers the middle section of your body. And then eventually, or the last item we're going to talk about is the lower side. Now the lower side, you also got a lot of other muscle groups. So what we're going to talk about here is the lower side. So in here, you've got here you got your quads, right? And you got your hamstrings. Right, so quads, your quad, your hamstring, just below your bottom, which is the inside or the opposite, the quads. And you've got in here your shins. And then the back you have what's known as the gastrocnemius and soleus muscle, which is basically your calves, put it this way. So the front one is the shins, the back one is the gastrocnemius and soleus muscle, or the calves. So basically with these, how do we work these ones out? You're obviously going to be lying on the floor, right? And then you're literally lifting your whole leg up. So basically you are doing this. So that's your foot. And what you do, you're lifting up. So it's like up, up, and then down, like this. Yeah. And then that is the hamstrings muscle. And then the quads, you're lifting up like this. So basically for the quads, you sit the opposite, and you can do, for the quads, kind of like doing this. This is the same position for the quads. But what you can do also, you can lift your foot up like this. Okay? And that kind of creates a tension in here. So you're pulling off your muscle back and forth. This is where we do in the quads. The other bit is the sides, which I really find important to actually do. And what happens is, the sides, you are, staying or sleeping on your side, and then you're lifting your foot up like this. So you're doing it sideways, but you don't do both at the same time. You bend one foot, which is the lower foot, and then you lift one up. So you're doing this. And what happens in that case, you are working on these two sides, or the love handles, or the whatever handles you want to call them. So basically, you are laying on your side. Let's just get the graphic sorted. I think we've done with this one. Let's just have a sip of coffee as well. So here you are lying like this, and your back foot is bent, and your front foot you lift up like this, right? So that, sorry, excuse me. Yeah, this basically, you are literally doing this. You're lifting your foot up like that, and this ensures, from a side perspective, you're sideways. Your love handles are actually being treated. So you're doing these two things, right? So what we've done now, the bottom, which is the hamstrings, and the bottom side. So your butt will will have a nice tighter shape or tone, whatever you want to call it. That lifts up this, so the bum and the hamstring will be pulled within this muscle, and the sideways, we just mentioned that, so that's the side of it. And then the front, or the quads, you do it with this, or we're going to do the running and jumping up and down. So that's basically the different side of the workout. And then to do the lower side, which is the shin and the gastrocnemius and soleus, what happens is, as you're standing like this, you extend your foot. So when you are here, your hands down, and your leg is extended all the way, what you do, you lift your foot up, right, all the way, and then so basically your bottom is actually here. That's where your bottom level. So you're lifting your foot up, and then you're going back and forth. So you're doing just the foot up and down. So the foot, so what happens is, you're lifting your leg, and the foot, just the middle, the knee side of it, you're doing this. So that's your knee here, right? So back and up and down. That works this out. We're not doing anything with the foot. Foot stays whatever location you want to call them. You can flex them or point them. So you flex and point your foot like that. That's up to you. It's not really a big deal. So this is what the MSE side of things does. And I hope that covers that side of the equation. Now, each, as I said in the beginning, each of those would require a different technique or a different exercise. Now, when doing aerobics, you have two types of movement. The aerobic side, which is the really fast, sweaty kind of thing, and you also have the strength, or the MSE, and this is where you sit down and you challenge yourself, either doing weights or any of those physical exercises. So that gives you an idea. So let me just explain what I'm pointing here. I haven't said that yet, sorry. So when you do different exercise, you need different speeds for each thing. Usually for running, you go between 130 and 150 depending on your fitness level. I don't want to state that it's definitely a fitness level is the factor, but how you enjoy your music is, I think, what makes sense. You could run at 130 beats per minute and achieve better results than running 150 per minute. It's really entirely up to you and how you enjoy your music. I mean, sometimes you get that music that really does it, that really you know, you really love that sound or that song, and you know, it's very catchy, and you're enjoying the rhythm, and it's like, yes, you know, deep inside you sweat. And you can have a really faster rhythm, which is like, this is horrible, it's really putting me off, I'm not even feeling it, and you don't even sweat a bit, and you just like do this, and you know, it's just, yeah, okay, when is this going to finish? And you keep looking at the clock in the exercise room. So anyway, obviously it really depends on what you hear, or how your rhythm, you know, how you like the rhythm or not. So as I said, between 130 and 150 is good for that running, you know, jumping up and down, that sort of thing, star jumps, and you know, all the rest of it. And you go a lot lower for you know, the muscle weight. That's usually the lowest. And then for the floor work, where you lift your leg up and you're doing the belly exercise and all that kind of stuff, that's slightly in between. So you know, you could have say 120 maybe for that. The other bit is 110, or the level here, usually 110, 120 is enough. You know, with the you know, floor work, 130 I think is also good. You know, 120, 130 is also fine. It all depends on what you choose and how you're going to structure things up. So I think that is the second part of the equation. So now we're going to jump into mixing the music to suit these needs, and what exactly we're going to do and how you're going to structure this whole thing up. So I'm going to stop the video now, and I'll continue it. I'll continue it. Actually, not stop the video. Sorry. I hope that makes sense. Now we're going to work on the muscle groups. So what we have, as I said, bicep, right? Biceps, triceps. Sorry. Yeah. Ugh. Hate it when it does that. Triceps. So biceps, triceps, shoulder. Right, we covered those three, and you've got I'll leave the trapezius muscle on. Actually, just to do the trapezius. Trapezius, I'm recording. Trapezius muscle. Oh, well, you okay?
Yeah.
What do you want?
I'm just looking for a screwdriver.
For what?
Because I'm doing something.
For what, Bob? What do you want it for?
At the cross sign. This will
Cross sign.
do. This will do. Yes.
Make sure you put it back in the place, yeah? Close the door, Bob. Yep, that was my son, sorry. Anyway, back to the stuff. So, biceps, triceps, shoulder, or neck, you know, call it whatever. Trapezius, you know, I hope you don't mind my spelling. Anyway, trapezius. So these are the top side of your body. Then we have the MSE side, which is the we got the tummy, or we can call it the abs. Abs. We got higher, and the abs. Sorry. We got lower. Right. So higher abs, lower abs, and you've got the, let's call it, let's just be nice about this, we've got bums. I know, just stick with it. Bums. Yeah, so bums, you got legs. So legs, tums, well actually the thing is called legs, bums and tums usually, but we're gonna kind of break that down. So you've got bums, one side, and you've got the quads. Yeah, okay. So hamstrings, right? You got quads. So hamstrings, back, which is quads, front. And you've got the bottom ones. So you've got the gastrocnemius and soleus. And you've got the shins. Right? So pretty much that breaks it down of what your body needs. I don't think, well, you got the trapezius is also there. That's pretty much, in a nutshell, what you're going to need to exercise usually. Oh, sorry, one more important part is the love handles, which is the abs side. Yeah, you got abs, side, higher and lower, and these are the bottom side of the body. So now we classified the body into 3 parts, right? Okay. These, we will use slight weights for this. So these we'll do that later on with the exercise. And then these, we'll do the floor work also for this. And these, we'll do floor work. But in between, the aerobics added on top of all that stuff to give you that nice warm up, and also to make you sweat and to make you cope with a fast movement. So this is where you build your energy. You know, you're no longer sleepy every day. You know, you look forward to something, you're motivated, that sort of thing. It's really good. If you just gotta do, you know, floor work to cover these up, it's gonna be boring as hell. And I'm not a gym person, I hate the gym, but I go to it just because I have to. You know, I'm trying to lose my weight and stuff, but I'd rather do aerobics instead. And this is usually how it works with the aerobics. So now we're going to tackle what the other part of the information is, how we're going to approach this and how we're going to mix the music up. So let's assume usually you'd have a watch to count how many reps and steps and reps. Obviously, this is the old-fashioned way when you have, or someone who doesn't really have, you know, more information on rhythms and beat per minutes and all that kind of stuff. What they do basically, or how they teach you to do this, is you measure your pulse and look at the clock, and then you wait for a whole minute to elapse, and then you find out how many pulses you felt during a 1 minute or say 15 seconds, and you do that math later on. Yes, it's an old way, but obviously not going to make you wait to do this whole thing up. So what we're going to do now is kind of start doing this with the instruments that I have to show you basically how it works. So now what we're going to do, we're going to, for each of those, we're going to mark what's needed. So let's start with the instruments. Okay. Let's just lift this up slightly. Oops. Yeah, okay, here we go. Don't know if you can see this, but here you are. Should be able to. Good, so now, what we'll do, we're gonna start working on the beats per minute on how we're gonna mix for aerobics. So here we go. If I just press the play button, obviously that's not something I'm gonna catch, or not something catchy, I'm more understand what that means. I'm going to change the style into, say, this one. That's much better. Let's just take the volume down a bit. We can hear that noise now, that sound. So now you can see, if I so now what we're doing is we're working out what's the best way to do. So if I do this here, for example, let's get the other weight. So if I do this, I'm on my weight. 2, 3, 4. Up and down. Up, it's too fast. See, it's not good. So that's not really good. We need something better. So all we'll do, take the tempo down. This is now 120. I'll just show you here. So that is, sorry. Well, it's just 120. You have to take my word for it. Trust me. So now see that one? Up and down. Up, slightly better, up and down. A bit too fast still, right? So we're going to take it even more down. 115, 5, 6, 7, 8, up and down, up and down, up and down. This is good for that. For weights like these, you don't want to go too fast. You don't want to damage yourself. Right? Even if you can actually slow it down even more to 110, for example. 1 and down. Maybe too slow. Up and down. Up. The reason I go with that speed, watch this here. 5, 6, 7, 8. Up and down. A bit too slow. Let's speed it up a bit. Like 115. So 115, 6, 7, 8, down and out. In, see, that's safe. You don't want to damage yourself. 5, 6, now up, up and down, up and down. See now? 5. So now tricep. See? Tricep, you see now, we might need to do a slightly more. Before we move on, you get the idea now. This is what we need to do to mix it up. So now, let's focus on this here. So for biceps, as you can see now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go with 115 for the biceps, okay? Triceps, however, I think we can do slightly quicker. Just a bit quicker, not too much, not crazy quicker. So let's do this here now. So triceps. Okay? You okay, Bob? Right, so 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up. See now? A bit too slow. Maybe okay. I'm gonna speed it up a bit. 117, just a couple of inches more. Up and down. A bit more. Yeah. See, both hands. Right, so The reason I do slightly quicker, because sometimes with the mix, we're going to gradually increase the speed and decrease the speed later on. I'll come to that in a minute, or later on. Let's do 120 and see how it feels. 8, 7, 6. Yeah, it's okay, 120 is fine. So, for safety, let's just go with the safe number. Triceps, I'm gonna do 118 or maybe 120. Depends on what we fancy later on. Shoulder. This is where shoulder will be the same group level or the same kind of up. See, that's definitely 120. 1, 2, 3, see that? Yep. I will go shoulder, definitely 120. Okay. Trapezius, I'll leave that later because that's going to be forework and I'm going to do this whilst we are doing the aerobic side. So that's one thing. Abs sides, so we've got abs, bums, legs, all that kind of stuff. That's going to be forework. Before we jump to the floor work, let's work on, yeah. See now, here is why you'll see a big difference when you're doing the music to exercise. Now I'm going to keep the same rhythm going off on 120, and if I want to do a star jump, see this? Half jump. See that? It's too slow. It's horrible. See that? People go like, oh, oh. That's not good. So we're gonna increase that up. Increase the speed. So now we're 130. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up. See? It's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. During this way, 6. We're going to increase also the speed. 5, 6, 7. Star jumps. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then back. 8, 7. Now foot down. See that? Just want to show you the workout. See? 8, how about?
I need you to order me a new one.
Can you give me 5 minutes?
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1. 8, 7. See, now we're only taking the beat up. Right? So now, as you can see, we got 130, 135. The reason why we take more speeds on this one, I think, well, some instructors would kind of go, you know, way too fit. I won't say crazy. What happens is, let's just say, for the aerobic side of the work, $130 is what we're going to start with, right? So, and then we're gradually going to increase to 135. If you're going to go crazy, you can do 140, but that's quite a lot for I wouldn't say beginner, but it's a lot for what I want to do. And then we take it back to 130. What that means is, in every aerobic class, you would have, let's just go back to the drawing board a bit. In any of those rhythms, or the aerobics in particular, you can't take it up to 150 straight away. You can't just jump to the highest level just at the beginning. It's not going to work. It's going to cause a lot of damage. So we don't want to do that. You start with 130. So it's called the aerobic curve. So what happens is you start low, then you gradually go up, and then you keep that up, whatever exercise when you come down, and then you come down to where you want it. So this is your 130. That's your 130. And that's going to be 140 or 135. It's up to you really. We could say 135 for now. But eventually, the more fit you go, or the better you're at it, this line here will increase. So that is the time. So here we can put one song, here we can put one song, here we can put maybe 2 songs to fit this whole thing up. So this is called the aerobic curve. And that's why it's called a curve, because it goes up and then down. But obviously that's a bit of a flat end. For a beginner, they'll go like this. For an advanced one, they'll go like this. Yeah? Each really depends on your likings or what you want to do in your life. Really, not here to to lecture you on life. But I hope this basically is explains what we're doing. So that's called MSE, muscular strength and endurance. These are the weight work, or the bit we're going to focus on weights. And this is the aerobic side. Aerobics is really pretty much you add a few spices to it, salt and pepper and all that kind of stuff, which basically you're doing your star jumps, your running, your walking, your kind of stuff. So this here, 130, you start with walk. So 1, 2, 3, clap and then back. And then this one you do your star jumps, or your knees up and all that kind of stuff. Really, the heavy impact work. And then this one, you just come back to take it down a bit low again. You have to do this with aerobics. You just can't stay 135 all the time, because this is not healthy. It's quite damaging. We really have to be safe, not just trying to lose weight as much as we can. Now we are reaching up the floor work, or the abs, the legs, bums and thumbs. So here we're going to have, you'll see as you'll see now, is a different rhythm altogether. Well, it's not dramatically different, but you'll see how this whole thing is meant to work. So if we just take this down again, and we will be looking at this. So now, if I do floor work in here in the office, and let's just target, let's go like this. See now, sleeping on this, 5, 6, 7, 8, up and down, up, a bit too fast, up and down, 5, yeah, so that needs to be slowed down. This is 130 I think, or 135. So taking it down. Up that to 128 now. Let's see. 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Maybe a bit still fast. Yeah, a bit too fast. 5, 6. Yeah. I'll do 125. To the other side whilst we're at it. See that? Up and down. Up and down. Up. Yeah, that looks like a good speed. 125 is good. See that? 4, 3. See now, my bottom leg is bent inside and the top one is straightened up. 4. Now I can do 2 of those, see? 1, 2, 3, and down. Now, also can do outwards, up, that's forwards. Yep. I can do up and down. In. Yeah, that's 125. So I think 125 for that speed is good. So, side, 125, happy with that. Now, the other side. Let's now pick this one up. 4, 3, 2, up and down. Up. Yeah, a bit too fast. Don't want that. It's not good. Up, down, up, up. Yeah, see that? Maybe a bit more, a bit less, sorry. 115. 6, 7, 8. Up, up, down, and down. Up, up, down, down. Up, down, up. Bit too slow, I think. $117. Up, up. See? In. Yeah. So 118. So the higher abs. Yeah. The lower abs we're not going to treat now because this is something you're going to suck in whilst you're doing the exercise. So that's something else. Now we got these the other bits, legs, bumps and towns. So quads, shin strength, and all that stuff. Now watch this. Same thing. If I sit down for that exercise, let's just put this way you can see. So let's just get the other leg up. Hope you can see this. See now? Down. Ah. Bit tricky location. Yeah, that's good. See now? 5, 6, 7, 8. Up, down. Up, down. You're gonna lift up. 8. Bit too slow. 6. Yeah, a bit too slow. Let's just show you the music. A bit too slow. 122. 3, 2, 1. 8, 7, 6. Yep. 5, 4, 3. See, that's my bum, which is the quads. Sorry, the hamstring. 4, 3. The quad muscle. That's the bum. Sorry. Now I'm gonna do the hamstring. Up. remember which muscle is doing the work. It's the one that's pulling my foot back inwards. Now, see this here? Good. So now we are on what? 122. Get the pen. So, 122. Hamstrings, 122 also. Quads, 122. Now, the other bit. I think we're pretty much, we go between 122 and 125. Or let's just say, for the rest of them, we could slightly go curve. So I'm happy to go between 120 and 125 on all of these. So I think 122 is good. And now, as you can see, we now have a plan of exactly what each one should be doing. And then my next part of the video, which is the other part I'm going to record soon, is about how we're going to mix these up. But I'm just going to give you a glimpse of this. So I'm just going to put this here. See now? See? Now we can reach to 35. Then you can, for the instruction, or you can cue a different thing altogether. 6, 7, 8. See now, the music comes nicely embedded. See now how the mix is happening. I'm going to take it to sad and then lock it. This is like motivation, not sad, sorry, the motivation part. So if we do, like, for example, to show you how it's going to happen, just give you a glimpse of this whole exercise bit. Make things safe. 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. can go faster, but I think I'm trying to be safe for the first time. 4, 3, 2, gonna do. Down. 6, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, back. 8, 7. So you get the idea. That's how we're going to mix. I love Yamaha. And when it comes to this work, they're beautiful machines, absolutely beautiful machines. So, you got other beautiful, isn't it? Four, 3, 2, last one. 4, 3, 2, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, another 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Another exercise. See? Cue on the instruction. Then you can do. Now you're going to do another instruction. Now you're lifting your knees up, for example, or doing all sorts of other instruction. Then we can cue in. I love Yamaha, they're beautiful machines. Look how horrible this is. Ah. Now I think you get the idea. Yeah, so you get the idea. That's how you're going to mix the tapes or make the music for the aerobic exercise. This is what we need to get things moving without this freaking copyright that drives me crazy. So hopefully, once I'm done with the mix, I will start the first lesson with the music, and I think it's gonna be the way to lose weight. I don't know if I'll ever lose it, but it's honestly worth the investment. So hopefully, I think you guys gonna like it. If not, then have a good day, and we'll talk soon. See you later. Thanks for watching. Ciao, ciao.